Hi. Someone was generous enough to let me anonymously humiliate their DVD collection for symptoms and signs of what I like to call Madison syndrome. And yes, it's a syndrome based upon this guy over here, right? Billy Madison. Yeah, Madison syndrome. This is definitely part of the virus. This is definitely where the infestation came from. So we'll see if we can get to the bottom of all the signs of the virus and we can pull them out. Maybe not pull them out physically. I'm not going to fuck up his collection. But I'm going to prove to you that this guy's got Madison syndrome. Now, some people like to call it Elliott syndrome. I think there's definitely relative symptoms or signs of Elliott syndrome in here. That would be Chris Elliott syndrome. We'll see if we can find out what do I mean? What is Billy Madison syndrome? It's a disease. It's a terminal illness that has infected cinema, where a generation of men have grown up to become if Bart Simpson grew up in different scenarios. In this case, Billy Madison was a popular version of, or I should say, the way the virus spread. But I would say there's earlier examples of, if I could find that damn Get Life DVD collection thing. Anyway, it's all this man boy thing. You know what I mean? Freud and Jung, what they call it, Peter Pan syndrome. Yeah, I like to call it Billy Madison syndrome because it's the same character. It's like this grown up that still acts like, you know, an adult, I don't know, like 14, 15-year-old, right? Suspended adolescence, like into college. So look, we've got Grandma's Boy. Look, they're all together. It's all Adam Sandler. He's the guy. Like how these archetypes in cinema. Adam Sandler plays this guy. He's like, oh, I don't want to do anything. Basically what Adam Sandler plays is Rodney Dangerfield in Easy Money over and over and over again. I don't want to do nothing. I don't want to learn. And then, you know, but then Adam Sandler does it his way. So then Grandma's Boy. He gets high and plays video games and lives with his grandma. And it's cool. It is. I actually think this movie's funny. It's a total fantasy. I call this part of the genre of Scooby-Doo comedy. But it's not just Scooby-Doo comedy. It's also a sign of a definite infestation of Madison syndrome. I'm never going to remember how these went. Okay, Perfect Edition, Happy Gilmore. Wedding Singer, again, same guy. I don't want to do it. I don't want to get married, whatever it is. Office Space. Office Space is The Office, is we're people who, high school never ends. We go to high school, we go to college, we go to work, and work is just like high school. I'm going to tell on you for doing this. Where's my stapler? You're not allowed to do that. Okay, everybody, you have to stay here and do this. Here's your homework. Here's detention. You don't want to get fired. Real Genius. Oh, this is a good earlier 1980s. This is pre-Madison syndrome. This is sort of the proto-virus. This is one of the early cultures of the virus. These guys are scientists that create that DARPA laser from the sky thing that laserizes a target from space. Well, in this movie, these guys are lazy scientists. Hey, man, I'm Val Kilmer, your proto, what's his fucking thing? Your proto Ryan Reynolds. There's got to be Ryan Reynolds in here. We got to look for Bad Words. Bad Words is, what's his name? Jason Bateman. Jason Bateman plays the man boy archetype. Oh, guys, we've got Hey Vern, It's Ernest. This guy never becomes an adult. Pee-wee's Adventure. Pee-wee Herman, another example of the man boy archetype. Oh my God, I know it's called Madison syndrome because that's where we noticed it first really bad. And it was like it spread from here really bad, but we forgot about all these different parts of the culture that became ultimately Madison syndrome. Pee-wee Herman's in there for sure. What else do we have in there? Let's go over here. And if we need light, don't worry. I got it. We'll shine light on it. Oh, right here we got a nice stack of them. Let's go in here. We got Ryan Reynolds, of course. We've got, let's point at him. Can we still see? Oh, cool. We can do both. Okay, we got role models, two guys that don't want to grow up. One guy doesn't want to get married, the other guy doesn't want to have a girlfriend. Waiting, Ryan Reynolds, he's that archetype. He's one of those guys, like the other guy over there, half-baked. Hey, it's like all just like dudes, like useless dudes. Cheech and Chong, oh, definitely. We could say that this terminal syndrome started with guys like Cheech and Chong. Like, you can see, look at how dirty these dirty stoner hippies are. We can definitely see that from these guys here, from Cheech and Chong's animated movie, Up in Smoke, and a whole collection here, it looks like. These guys, these dirty stoner hippies, created, like in the first Cheech and Chong movie, Chong is a rich guy, do-nothing loser, doesn't even want to start a business. He just gets high on everything, pills, and Cheech is a guy who has a bunch of kids and doesn't want to take care of his family, so he just ditches them and goes off on a road trip with Chong, and they score, you know, like younger hot teenage babes or something like that. And you have Dave Chappelle and all his stoner buddies get high. That's about it. They get high. And then there's Shakes the Clown. I like this one. Bobcat Goldfarb plays an alcoholic clown, which really takes it kind of takes an ugly, sort of realistic look at alcoholism. But also there's some gross hangovers, like the way that he shoots hangovers. He's got an eye for cinema. Bucky Larson, an adult retard that wants to be a porn star. Yeah, movies about porn as comedies don't work. You can't really be endeared to cum shots. I don't know. I know you can, but I can't. Oh, The Big Lebowski, of course. Caddyshack. Oh my God, the original Infestation. Animal House. That's what it was. Animal House started all this. Animal House started all this bullshit. Or you could say Laurel and Hardy, or maybe W.C. Fields by I'm a drunk and I abuse kids. Is that where all these different bacteria come together that created Billy Madison syndrome? Look, Caddyshack. Everybody, all the dudes are jagoffs. Big Lebowski. Hey, what's the point of The Big Lebowski? I used to own this. But what's the point of this film? He just doesn't want anything to happen. He just wants to get high. He just I just don't want anything to happen. Have you had problems with drugs? I think that's kind of how it is. Because if you ever met like seriously heavy-duty stoner people, like their whole lives are centered around just freaking getting high. And that's The Big Lebowski. So a lot of people like this, but I don't understand. I like the characters. Why? They're all assholes. Are they funny assholes? I don't know. A lot of people like it. I got it, and I'm like, every time I watch it, how come I don't get this? But anyway, this one, Pineapple Express. I don't like that weird mix of gore and comedy. I saw this like, oh, maybe it'll be good. It's gonna be like a little heist thing or something. Instead, it was just like explosions and shit. I was like, this is written by 15-year-olds. Again, this is like a stoner thing. I guess it must be the stoner section, but it's also the man boy section. And even this here, Marwin Call. That's a documentary. That guy hit in the head, and he plays with toys now, and it made him famous. And he's a really good photographer. He takes pictures of toys, like World War II dolls and shit. Robert Crumb, he's an adult pervert that draws comic books. This is funky. They only have this because of me. This, I did a review of, didn't I? This is not a man-boy programming thing. Kids in the Hall, it's a bunch of dudes that play all the parts, even the parts of the women. Wet Hot American Summer, again, men and women, the Gen Xers that don't want to grow up, that grew up on all the summer camp movies like Caddyshack. What's the other one? I don't know. But anyway, you see all the signs of man boy. No, well, yeah, you see all the signs of Peter Pan syndrome, all the signs of man boy, all the signs of man boy in this entire video collection. Where's Beavis and Butthead? Boom. Right next to Crank Yankers, Beavis and Butthead, Buttoween, Trance 90s, all this stuff, Aqua Teen Hunger Force, Crank Yankers, also Adult Swim stuff, Ghost World, Paul, it's there, Man Boy, ding 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 ding, Scott Pilgrim, ding 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 ding, this all the, look, the entire collection of the Workaholics, this shit right here, this is a brave new world. We're living in it, and these guys are already phased out. The files for the Workaholics, what they represent, Workaholics are so un-PC. They attack all kinds of like like everything. They're homophobic, misogynistic, like on display. Like, here's a buffet at like the Golden Corral or whatever, like one of those cheapo buffets where like, ugh, it's all teenagers that work here. There's too much of a selection. This has to be bad for you. So anyway, what else do we have? It's all just the I don't want to grow up. And then there's like animes and mangas and all that shit. But anyway, we get the idea. There's definitely an infestation of a Billy Madison syndrome. Yes. It started and cultured with Billy Madison syndrome and caught and became contagious. It even infected, oh, I found more goodies. It even infected down to here. Sarah Silverman, the whole collection. Tim and Eric, all these perfect examples. South Park, yes, these are all like this sort of man boy, non-man, sort of like 40-year-old, 50-year-old wearing hipster t-shirts and stuff. Fringe, Hot Fuzz, all the Conato things. All of it. Yes, I know these things. Jackass, I bet that's everything. I'm not moving that stack. There's other shit in front of it. The Jackass thing. Look at that. All the Jackasses and Bargera. I think it's bad for you. You should stick with butter. Don't have Bargera. Eastbound and Down. The Simpsons. Dinner for Schmucks. Richard Pryor stuff. This is all total, like, if you walk into a dude's place and this is in their man cave, you know what your work to do is and if it's worth it or not. But anyway, this place is infested. You're really gonna have to you're gonna also probably have to check around. Look, if I look in the cabinets and stuff, I'm probably gonna find Star Wars. I'm probably gonna find some kind of collectible cards. I might find a comic book or two, an old porno DVD, a disgusting sock. What are these things? 3 copies of God Bless America. I guess that's for rentals. I don't know. Anyway, this is disgusting. Look at all this stuff. This is somebody's suspended adolescence. Ding, 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 ding. Red alarm. Red alarm. Oh my God, did we make it? Yeah, we're going to focus over here to the whole man-boy genre. I think I see Ghostbusters in the background, and Labyrinth, and The Office, and all the horrible things. But anyway, you get the idea. And this isn't just a pick on somebody. It's just to show what I said before. You can learn a lot about somebody from their DVD collection of, like, again, you even have women in there. Sarah Silverman, she's the same thing as Billy Madison. She's this adult woman that doesn't want to become a mother or any kind of responsible citizen. And all of this stuff is that. Like Super High Me, how did I miss that one? What's this one? End of the Road, Final Tour, what is that? And then all these things, Cheech and Chong, all of them, all this stuff, right? This is all Hot Tub Time Machine. This is all like, hey, I want to live this over and over and over again. I get wanting to laugh. I guess I liked a lot of this stuff too. But this is a lifestyle choice. This is Sarah Silverman TV Funhouse is represented. It's a bootleg probably. I think I made that for them. I would never. I'm just kidding. I'm a fictional character. I don't exist. Weird Al, of course, it's got to be in there. Karate Kid, SpongeBob, whatever. It must be the stoner selection. So anyway, you get the idea. You can learn a lot from it. You can learn a lot from somebody by their DVD collection. You can learn if they have Billy Madison syndrome. It's systemic. If you've got signs of Billy Madison, it definitely is going to spread and lead to a double feature of Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison, and it gets terminal. Office Space. You're definitely going to have Grandma's Boy. Is that here twice? I think I saw Grandma's Boy over there too. It does. Anyway, Grandma's Boy. It's terminal. It's okay, you'll die laughing. Terminal humor. At least it's not sense of humor cancer like so many people have. No. You're going to get the soma. This is all about the soma. This is all acceptance of the soma. I didn't see any Bill and Ted. I did see Beavis and Butthead. I did see Adult Swim represented in Tim and Eric, You see what I mean? What you can learn about somebody's psychological makeup. I can totally puppet my pals. I could totally tell you're totally my bitch. I could totally tell people what to do. If I just let me look at your DVDs. That's why people are phasing them out. They don't want anybody to know. They keep it on files. You got to get their files. You got to get their thumb drives. If you want to know, in the future, it's not about going through your girlfriend's purse. It's about going through her thumb drive and finding out if she is one of those, what do they call them? Those Eternal Sunshine girls. You want to find out if your girlfriend's a Clementine that likes romantic comedies about girls that are not girls but want to behave like girls that are women that yet don't want to become moms ever, probably. Well, they don't want to think about it. They just want to, like, it'll work out later. Yeah. I know. It's really, look, I know. And I'm just going to sound like an ass here. That's okay. I know what it's like. It is hot and wicked and wrong, but really fun. If you are fortunate enough to fall in love with somebody that has baby fever and they're getting in their 30s and they're getting up there, it's fun, but it's also wicked and weird and wrong. You should sort that shit out when you're young. That's what hope chests are for. That's what I'm trying to say. Anyway, you get the idea. Hey, look, they invented the laser, the space laser thing. Val Kilmer was in that. Look at how handsome he is. What did they do to his face in Photoshop? Yikes, it looks like it was done foreignly, where they don't know who Val Kilmer is. Is Batman? Anyway, they just threw this out there. It was done on Aldous PageMaker with Adobe Typestyler graphics and shit out onto DVD. Anyway, oh my God, is it fucking Portlandia? Fuck you, dude. Okay, so anyway, you get the idea. I'm tired of making fun of them. But you can learn a lot about people from their DVDs, to be sure. Ghost World. I'm making fun of the films. I'm just saying, like, the accumulation of stuff. You see a picture, you see a theme. You see a theme. You see a theme. You know, multiples. It must be real good ones. Oh my God, look at the collection of Michel Gondry on display. Ew. He makes the same fucking movie with neat puppets and stop motions in the background. Yeah, these guys, ugh. These are the new cool guys. These are your friends. What's his name? Seth Rogen and James Franco and his buddies. Why do you like these guys? Think about the characters they play, how they hang out. Do you really want to hang out with these guys? I'll tell you who I don't want to get high with if I ever wanted to do that, and I don't. These guys. I don't want to hang out with these guys. You know why? They're sick. Because this is the shit they make. Why do we like that? Why are we programmed to like that stuff? Because you have to be intoxicated to like it? I don't know. I'm not going to criticize what you like, but I am. But if you let me see your thumb drive that has all your files of your songs and your movies, your media, if I can go through your Netflix queue, if you say go pick a movie from my queue, I can find out about what you like. A lot of women, it's romantic comedies and stuff you would never think about. But you're like, what's this weird one in here? Oh, they got a crush on so-and-so? Okay, I get it, why they have the... I can't think of anything in there. No, because you would never watch that. They would never watch that, but they have Trance the Beyond. So I know that they have a crush on this weird transvestite DJ thing or whatever that is. I have no idea what that is. But anyway, you get the idea. It's just, you know what I mean? And it's like, oh, you got a crush on Janet Jackson, do you? Okay. But why do you have that here then? Why do you have all this Janet Jackson stuff? Oh, I just like Janet Jackson. Okay. Sure you do. You can like people. You can have crushes. Some people don't care. Like, yeah, I like them. I have a crush on them. That's why I have that. That's the way to handle it. Have your crushes and let them go. And you're like, oh, don't worry, I don't have a crush on them anymore. But I used to. But I'm not going to throw my DVD away. Fuck you. I'm sentimental about my crush I used to have on Janet Jackson. I never had a crush on Janet Jackson. You know, me personally. But anyway, Ryan Reynolds, he's your guy. He's your cool guy. He's your Chevy Chase, Bill Murray. Come on, help me out. Chevy Chase, Bill Murray, you're a cool guy. And then let's just say there's Ryan Reynolds. I know there's a couple guys in between. You're Ryan Reynolds, and now Ryan Reynolds is still here hanging on as what? Pansexual Deadpool, pushing that agenda. But anyway, you can learn a lot about people from the collections. And this guy has that, I keep forgetting the proper term, you know, that thing, that man boy, I don't want to grow up. Not the man boy Nambla thing, no, not that. The whole thing like you're this. It's okay. This is potential. The workaholics are schemers and scammers. The workaholics, let's look at the workaholics. The workaholics, look at this. Let's look at a better one. What do they got better pictures? Let's do this one. The workaholics, okay. Okay, you get the idea what they do. They get high, I guess, and they're like Tim and Eric, I guess. So the workaholics, they're Three Stooges. You got the guy with curly, no, Larry. Larry has red hair. Larry, Curly, the dumb one, and then Mo. Hey, knuckleheads, do what I say. This is Mo. He keeps it all together. And these two are the, you know, the mental defectives. And, you know, this guy's got an ego complex, and he holds these other two guys up. And whatever. That's the workaholics, the modern day Three Stooges. So what do the modern day Three Stooges look like? They're always scheming and scamming. They're the man boys. They don't want to grow up. They don't know how to talk to women. And when women like them or give them attention, they don't know what to even do with it. And that's why it's funny. You know they're always going to fuck up. The whole run of this show, this guy never has sex with a woman, ever, not one time. Right? Wikipedia it. And this guy is like curly, and he thinks he's the greatest guy and thinks he's in charge. It's like, it's just modern Three Stooges. It's they work in an office, so they're treated like children, just like The Office. And all the people in their office are like all the different types of people. Like people who aren't funny that think they're funny, and people who are just weird and bizarre and pick their nose and have boogers and have weird hairstyles, and you don't want to get to know them because like you don't want to find out why they're like that. But the workaholics, they're just getting by. This is kind of like Clerks, the next gen of Clerks, like Kevin Smith. Did Kevin Smith ever direct an episode of Workaholics? But this is like Clerks. The guys that would hang out in convenience stores have jobs, impossible jobs for telemarketers, which we know isn't true because those jobs went to India because of NAFTA. But what do we have with the workaholics? We have modern day Three Stooges, and that's being phased out. And as I'm talking to you, shaking this, I found a gem. I don't want to point to it because I don't think the camera will show it, but he has two broke girls up here. Is that yours or your girlfriend's? Anyway, he has two broke girls up here, which is a pretty cool collection to have for all this. Let's look at Workaholics again. But he has two broke girls because Workaholics and Two Broke Girls, I think I may have talked about this before, they're like some of the last dirty shows, and that whole kind of just body disgusting, like degrading humanity. So like think about sex. Comedy is in Workaholics and in Two Broke Girls. Like the Two Broke Girls are cheesecake. They're two broke hot chicks, a brunette and a blonde, that work in a diner, and you know, like they're in little nurses outfits or whatever, making fun of everything and talking about how horny they are, and everybody else is horny, and the Workaholics are horny. So they get two stooges as the Two Broke Girls, which I'm not tall enough to reach. And you got the Workaholics, no, don't. And the Workaholics, that is, you know, three guys can't get laid. And then maybe they get laid once or twice, right? I've seen them all. I've seen all of these. Like I said, there's not a lot to go to. I've seen all the Workaholics because, like I said, it's like this is phased out. Like Comedy Central probably doesn't rerun these on TV anymore. Like whatever TV Comedy Central looks like probably doesn't include these guys unless it's like 4 o'clock in the morning on a Wednesday or something. But that's probably paid for spots. But anyway, you see what I mean? Like this popular isn't okay. If the Broad City, I didn't see Broad City here. If Broad City is here, part of the infestation of Madison syndrome, Broad City's okay. Your Sarah Silverman. Your Sarah Silverman's okay. When a woman does it. Your Amy Schumer. I didn't see that here. Amy Schumer's okay. John Waters. Ew. But your Amy Schumer's okay. You know what's not okay? Grandma's Boy. Getting high, playing video games, blowing shit up, getting laid. strippers, man shit, living with your grandma, having a dream job of playing video games, eating corn chips, masturbating, farting, and then your girlfriend comes over, and guess what? Your girlfriend's your boss. So all the women around you kind of tell you what to do, and the hot ones blow you. Grandma's boy. Adam Sandler just didn't want to be in it. But if he would have, I'm glad that this guy was in it. I said this one made me laugh too. My mother said Grandma's boy is funny. I was like, really? Mom, really? She was like, yeah, it's just funny. Sometimes people want to turn their brains off. That's why they like Deadpool and Deadpool 2. I told you this in my review of that. This one turned their brains off. So anyway, there's the thing of horror over there, but this isn't supposed to be about the horror. I just wanted to show you the infestation of Billy Madison syndrome. I think it's something about the culture of Adam Sandler existing and then getting into the further culture of popular culture that created this terminal illness of just wanting to watch movies about guys and or girls now because of Broad City to just be pigs and slobs. It's like when you see Amy Schumer. Is there any Amy Schumer stuff? I don't know. Like Trainwreck, for example. Trainwreck is Billy Madison for Amy Schumer. Amy Schumer's like, I'm a woman and I'm a pig. I get it. I just can't get it together. And everybody says, funny, I guess. Are people laughing at her? I'm already tuned out by then. But yeah. It's apparently you can pass it through sex. So Billy Madison syndrome in women is now called HP Schumer or something, right? Or Schumer's itis. I don't. No, Schumeritis is what the black girls get. They're too stank with their hoochies. Anyway, Billy Madison, it's contagious. It doesn't care. I don't see the Friday films or Snoop Dogg stuff or any of that weird, well, they did have Half Baked there. I do see Chappelle's show. But if there's the other stoner black dude stuff, then like a lot of Cat Williams, would that be included? No, everybody likes Cat Williams. But I don't know, you know what I mean? Like the ones for the man boy things. What are the man boy? I can only think of the Friday movie saga, however many of those there are. Yeah, that would fit into part of the infection of... Did the Asian market have the... Well, no, that's what anime is for. Asian guys got anime and whatever they call anime in China. Chinese anime. What do they have over there in China? Whatever the government says they can have. Ladyboys, I guess. I don't know. Are they allowed to have that? I don't know. I speak from ignorance. Oh, I see Louis C.K. over there. It's definitely an infestation. More stuff. What else do we got? Okay, well, enough of that. You get the idea. It's terminal. Oh, Spaced? Spaced. That's the UK. That's the infestation in the UK. Let's look at Spaced. Spaced, Mr. Show, something wrapped in paper. Is that a porn? Spaced, a complete series. That's not a lot of episodes, though. But Spaced is the UK's version. Spaced is, what's that guy's name? Edgar Wright. Spaced is Edgar Wright. Edgar Wright made the movies that have Simon Pegg and Nick Frost in all of them. The Coronado trilogy. Where are they? Right over here. They're Shaun of the Hot Fuzz, Shaun of the Dead, World's End, and Scott Pilgrim's not part of it. But this is all Edgar Wright right here. And this one too, I think. This is all Edgar Wright section right here. He makes the same movie over and over again. Two people that never learn a lesson, never grew up. A Hot Fuzz, I don't remember that one. Shaun of the Dead. He gets to keep his girlfriend and his friend dies, but he gets to keep him as a zombie and he gets to keep playing video games. World Ends. I did a review of this whole fucking movie. They literally end the world. And at the end of the world, he's like, it's okay, it's all good. I ended the world because of my ignorance. And I still get to hang out and be a badass with my friends from high school as androids that will never get old, even though I will. The World's End. All of Edgar Wright's Scott Pilgrim. Oh, let's kind of grow up and sort of. You know what I mean? Like, it's all the same movie. Like, so anyway, Space is the same. It's all like Kevin Smith's Clerk, except like, let's never get married, let's never grow up, let's never learn any lessons. Let's just stay the same. It's all part of, sorry about that. It's all part of Billy Madison syndrome. And I can see the comments. Yeah, nice video DVD collection, asshole. Okay, so anyway, you get the idea. It's very revealing about somebody's psychological makeup. Not that they're still there, but maybe the miles they have traveled, because I see a lot of doo-doo in here, and it's the same thing. You go to somebody else's, they're gonna. Who the fuck watches a lot of thrillers or political dramas? Anybody whose house is full of like Sean Penn movies and shit, do they watch them? Did they have their DVDs are over, but did they have their DVDs or the thumb drive full of movies to watch like spy movies and shit? Like, who the fuck watches that? I still don't understand why people watch so many crime scene investigation shows. You got any more of them here, numbnuts? Crime scene investigation shows, CSI, 4 different shows. I'm still thinking it's stupid they don't have no CSI Batman. It's a no-brainer. People would watch that shit for years. Oh, I think that there's semen samples and it looks like it's the Joker. He's out again. Yeah, they'd watch that week after week after week, until we're living in that fucking, what's that movie, Game Over? That Spielberg movie he just made. That was like a weird magic spell. You know what I'm talking about. When the kids go into avatars, they all live in Trailer Park City. What the fuck is that movie called? Game Over, it's called. As far as I'm fucking concerned. Anyway, you get the idea. I went on way too long. Workaholics, modern day Three Stooges. These guys aren't allowed to exist if I never finished that thought or sentiment. Two Broke Girls in this, that era is over. Body sexual comedy about men and women being horny, coming onto each other. That's this, because in this show the men and women are horny. In Two Broke Girls, the men and women are horny. And everybody wants to get laid, is getting laid, and wants to get more laid. That's not what they want. I mean, it's okay to have sex up everybody, but it's also a pull back on it. This kind of comedy doesn't work anymore. It's too politically incorrect. There can only be one way of thinking, and these guys just go after everything. Homophobic, they do all the drugs, they do all the stuff that's not cool to do anymore. This is the old type of man. These guys are all beta males that want to be... These guys are all beta males that want to be... Exactly. What a cool one to pick. These are beta males that want to be alpha males. Look, it's like they're posed like action stars, right? Workaholics, Season 5, Comedy Central. This is the old Comedy Central. This is why stuff like Sam Hyde is off of Adult Swim. He did weird shit. It was like beta male, alpha male comedy or whatever. Remember that? What was it called? World Peace. That was weird. And they're like, no, our money's coming from someplace else, and it's coming from liberal money, and we're not. Workaholics is over. This show's over now. I know that. I mean, they ended it. Did they end it because these guys just got too old to play these scammers and flammers? Or they all have babies and kids, they all get bigger careers in other movies? I don't know. But I do know this. I do know that they probably... This type of comedy isn't popular anymore because it's not possible. Only if you are the... Not Two Broke Girls. Only if you are Broad City. If you're or Amy Schumer. If you're girls and you want to be pigs and slobs, like in a Judd Apatow movie, and talk about queefs and farts like the new Ghostbusters, that's okay. Girls can be slobs. Girls can be this. Guys can't be this. It's too much the male gaze type of thing. Guys can be this as long as you leave girls out of it. Stay in grandma's home. But you can't anymore. You know why? Because Doris Robert died. Grandma died. They could do a sequel to this where it's like grandma's house. And he's like, guess what, guys? My grandma died and I'm opening up a video game studio, but we're still going to live with the two other old broads. My dealer's going to live here because weed's legal. And it's going to be madness. But you're not allowed to make movies like this anymore. That's why Adam Sandler's so unhappy. That's why he's like, fuck it, I'm just going to do Oreo cookie commercials and donut commercials, write my movies. Because I'm not allowed to be a pervert anymore. I'm not allowed to spread Madison syndrome. Well, Madison syndrome spread, but it mutated. And it became, come on, give me something. It became nothing. It became the new cucked out Thundercats. This was killed, and it became that new marshmallow guy. It became Steven Thundercats. So Billy Madison virus, terminal humor cancer virus, Billy Madison syndrome, the man boy syndrome, the Peter Pan syndrome virus mutated into Steven Thundercats, I don't know, Disney Star Wars, things like Ray, Marvel comics where all the superheroes get turned to women. Iron Man's the little black girl. Thor is the lady with cancer. Captain America's the British lady. and who else is Captain America? I don't know, like a black Latina lesbian. The Hulk is not male aggression personified. It's a woman with male aggression personified, but it's a woman. I'm not kidding. So anyway, that's the mutation of Billy Madison syndrome. It's Steven Thundercats. It's, what's that show? Nelson, the little fat kid that runs around having boring adventures, doing nothing. Yeah, all the Adventure Time, is that here? I thought I saw Adventure Time. That might be kids. Anyway, Adventure Time is part of the virus of Billy Madison syndrome. I see Pee Wee Herman again. The Batman, of course, all the Batmans. The whole Dark Knight. You gotta have that if you're a fucking nerd. I don't like Christopher Nolan. I'll tell you what though, I liked the idea of Grandma's Boy 2, and I did too. I was like every other asshole said Heath Ledger's Joker was neat. What was that dude channeling? Tom Waits and Richard Nixon? I think so. It's really cool as the Joker. Who's my pick? I'm not going to pull it out because I want to pull this out. But the stack, I don't want to move the stack. But anyway, if I could pull that Batman out. Just to show you the Joker, but I'm not going to. I would say my pick for Joker, a lot of people have the same thing. Edward Norton. Don't you think he could be like a skinny weirdo and he really gets into his shit? Wouldn't he be a weird Joker? Yeah, I think that guy could do it. Isn't he famous for being an asshole that's hard to work with? Make him the Joker. Have him be weird and isolated and let him come out and do his thing. But just make something in a contract where he can't do pranks or he gets punished through money or something. And then he won't go method on ever making a Joker like leave a dead rat inside of a rubber in somebody's trailer or something. Why would you do that to Will Smith? He just wants to be gay. Privately. His wife just wants to be a lesbian. You can't just do that shit to them. It's not fair. But anyway, Grandma's Boy. You're not allowed to do this anymore. Kevin Smith's miserable. That's why he's a show for Star Wars. Kevin Smith wants to keep doing cum shot jokes with Jay and Silent Bob. Jay and Silent Bob's going to be like Cheech and Chong's 1980s album when Nancy Reagan said they couldn't talk about weed anymore. What is it called? I used to remember it. Hey, this is Dork Radio coming from your basement science building. Yeah, I was there for the cassette tape, man. I remember that stuff. I was like, Cheech and Chong, like, what are they talking about? Like, they never talk about drugs or anything. No, I was a kid listening. Well, I was like a teenager or whatever listening to that shit. So, I didn't really know about drugs, but I knew that Cheech and Chong meant that they were going to be high and be idiots, which didn't really make me do drugs. It just made me aware of that's what those guys did. Grandma's Boy, get high, play video games, Cheech and Chong Redux, Workaholics, same thing. Look at that, they're getting high, he's got a red Solo cup. The other guys, like their sleep, people wrote shit on their faces. It's the man boy disease. It's Billy Madison syndrome. It's Milanakis syndrome is when it gets really severe because you actually literally don't age. But it's also a blessing and curse because you live forever. But you live forever, a childless existence is Billy Madison. He gets the girl, he gets to grow up, but we don't really want to find out what happens to him. I don't want to see Billy Madison too. The only way I want to see Billy Madison is in some kind of other weird, like, one of his weird world he made, like, Kevin Smith has the Askew-universe, and Adam Sandler has his Billy Madison verse, right? He has the Happy Madison verse. And even movies like Grandma's Boy and the porno one that I saw over there, the Nick Fury porno, whatever that one is, Nick, whatever it is, Bucky Larson, Grandma's Boy, these all fit into the universe of the Happy Madison universe, like Kevin Smith has the Askew-universe, right? So this is over now. You're not allowed to do this stuff anymore. Unless girls do it. Unless it's Broad City. If Amy Schumer wants to take bong rips and leave shit-stained skid marks in her underwear and go, oh, fuck, I gotta date John Cena. Impossibly. You know? That is Grandma's Boy. That is Billy... sorry. I'm gonna break your shit. That is Workaholics, and that is two broke girls, two impossibly hot chicks that work in a shitty place, that can't get laid, make fun of everything, right? Whatever. So anyway, you get the idea. It's a slacker thing. In the BBC, we had Spaced. We had Spaced in the BBC, and these guys went on to be like Kevin Smiths of the UK, right? And Kevin Smith had made his universe, and Edgar Wright made his movies with these guys fighting zombies, fighting a satanic cult, and then fighting aliens, right? And then hanging out with a Martian, getting stoned, going to comic book conventions, whatever that was about. And so anyway, look, here's the whole family. It's the family, the wedding singer. I just wanted to get married, and I can't get married. It's this Rodney Dangerfield fetish. Adam Sandler loves Rodney Dangerfield, and that's how I know this is true, because I love Rodney Dangerfield too. So I know he's totally obsessed with reliving Easy Money and Back to School through all of his fucking movies, and it's the man boy syndrome. So you could say they kind of put Rodney Dangerfield out there in the 80s with Bill Murray in Stripes and Ghostbusters as the sort of reluctant hero. Oh, Mahoney in Police Academy. I know I saw Police Academy here somewhere. That's okay, I'm going to keep the camera here. So anyway, these guys that don't want to assume responsibility, everything Jim Carrey's ever done, it's this. It's Grandma's Boy. Oh, Billy Madison must have been what fell. It's this, it's Billy Madison. Syndrome. You get the idea. So anyway, I don't know what else to say. I'm going to wrap it up. You get the idea, right? Video collections. Video collections are very revealing. Very revealing.